What if the British Empire never fell? Imagine a world where India, Canada, Australia, and much of Africa were still part of a single empire. A world where London rivaled Washington and Moscow for global dominance. In 1920, the British Empire controlled nearly a quarter of the world's land and population. People once said that the sun never set on the British Empire. At its peak, Britain ruled India, Canada, Australia, large parts of Africa, and countless islands across the globe. But after the Second World War, everything began to change. India gained independence in 1947. Soon, many colonies across Africa and the Caribbean followed. By the end of the 20th century, the empire had almost completely disappeared. But what if history had taken a different path? Imagine Britain creating a global federation instead of granting independence. Representatives from India, Canada, Australia, Africa, and the Caribbean now sit together in a single parliament. London becomes the capital of the largest political federation in human history. With more than 1 billion citizens, India becomes the federation's economic powerhouse. Canadian energy, minerals, and farmland fuel growth across the empire. Australia becomes the Federation's gateway to the Pacific and Asia. Massive infrastructure projects transform Africa into a major economic center. Together, the Federation becomes the world's largest economy. The United States now faces a rival equal in population, territory, and influence. Instead of two superpowers, the Cold War becomes a three-way contest. Washington, Moscow, and London compete for global leadership in technology, trade, and military power. A common imperial currency creates one of the largest free trade zones in history. People can now move freely across the Federation, creating one of the largest migration networks in human history. The Federation pours resources into science, technology, and space exploration. National borders we know today never come into existence. Different cultures, religions, languages, and identities continue to shape regional politics. Some citizens begin asking whether their nations should govern themselves. Protests emerge across the Federation, demanding greater local control. Leaders struggle to balance unity, democracy, and regional independence. Because no empire in history has successfully governed such a vast and diverse population forever. Would this giant federation remain united and become the most powerful political entity the world has ever seen? Or would the same forces that brought down every great empire eventually bring down this one as well? So, would the British Empire still rule the world today? Or would history eventually repeat itself? Let us know your answer in the comments. Would the British Empire still survive today? Comment yes or no below.